Hi guys, welcome to Wasted Lunch, the perfect place to waste your lunch. I'm Paul McVeigh. Time is 12 o'clock on the dot, Oven Standard. It is a beautiful Friday. It's not too bad out today here in Northeast Ohio. It's actually a little warmer today than it's been the last few days, so not bad. Anyways, I wanted to go ahead and throw some thank yous out there. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had a lot of nice, warm birthday wishes from people, so I wanted to say thank you very much for those. Actually, put a smile on my face, and I did have a good birthday yesterday. I had a really good birthday yesterday. Let's see, gifts don't mean everything, so I don't want to. Hello, Sean. Gifts are not what birthdays are about, but I was given a nice birthday gift, and what was good about the birthday gift I was given was that I actually, the one that I really liked was some movies that were good to watch with my family, so I ended up sitting back and watching a movie with my wife and my youngest daughter, so that was cool. So, had a good birthday, and here we are. I'm another year older, which, let's see. Sean says, hope you had a wonderful birthday. I really did. I had a good birthday. I cannot complain at all. And, I of course, there are some things I did on my birthday that maybe I shouldn't have done. I ended up cheating on my diet, which, my wife's like, oh, it's your birthday. It's fine to cheat on your diet on your birthday. Which, I don't know. But I did. I cheated on my diet. I had birthday cake, which there's one little piece left. I only had a piece, but it was a pretty good sized piece. So I definitely, my diet is the no carb thing. So in one fell swoop, I gobbled up lots of carbohydrates. What's going on with you, Sean? What's happening with you? Are you feeling better today? Is there anything exciting going on in your life today? Any big plans happening? Like I said yesterday, I, ended up sitting back and watching one of the movies with my wife and Helen, and, my youngest, she's 7, so she's not a baby anymore. Of course, she's still our baby, but then again, all of our kids from 22 years old and down are still our babies. But okay, Sean is sorting laundry. Oh, that doesn't sound too thrilling, but it is productive, which that's funny because today my wife plans on having the kids help her sort laundry because we are still down a washer, so we've been doing the laundromat thing, so it's an event, now laundry is an event. Used to be just something my wife ended up doing, I don't know, every day, every other day or whatever, and just part of daily routines around here, but now it is an event because we have to get all these clothes together and take them somewhere else and do them. So there's going to be some laundry sorting in my house today. I don't know why my hat is making me really hot today. Let's see. Sean says 4 baskets exactly. Okay. Well, it's something to do, something for, keep from having idle hands. But yeah, that's, tell you, every now and then I will volunteer to help my wife with some laundry. Right? I'm no good at it, and the folding thing, I'll help her fold laundry, and I'm not very good at it. It looks like some demented person experimenting with origami or something after I folded clothes. You know, you would think that, you know, you fold a t-shirt and that's it, but no, it ends up being a bizarre wreck. What's up, Jimmy? How we doing? Just talking about my ineptitude at folding laundry. How it's no dang good at it, but I still will volunteer to help. Oh, and here's another thing, guys, that yesterday I will mention what else I got for birthday gifts. All right, because they're pretty cool. So I'm just gonna throw it out there. You know those little pop figures? Okay. I got a figure of Ash. Okay, you know, from the Evil Dead and that. It's technically from the Army of Darkness movie. That figure. I got an Ash figure, and I got another pop figure, which is Alex DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange, which it is almost obscene that little Alex has been turned into a pop figure, you know. I mean, it's almost, you know, if you've seen A Clockwork Orange, which of course I've seen it many times, I've read the book several times, and the fact that he's been reduced to this cute little plastic figure, there's almost something that makes me feel guilty about it. But nonetheless, it's still cool as heck to have, you know. But those are what else I got for my birthday yesterday. So got Ash, and his shirt is ripped open, you know, and he's got his boomstick and that chainsaw hand. So that was cool. And then Alex, the Droog there, you know, it's, I mean, yeah, turned into this cute toy, you know, just, wow, you know, when you're thinking about the old singing in the rain scene, and, you know, which, wow. I saw that movie when I was too young to see that movie. I was really young when I saw that movie. Well, I mean, younger than I should have been. But that was a movie I had to see when I was a kid. I got a book when I was in grade school. Ended up doing some shrewd trading with another student, a friend of mine, and ended up with this Horror and Fantasy in the Movies, I think was the name of the book. Anyways, traded some junk to this kid, which, yeah, it was easy for me to trade people stuff for books when I was in grade school, because a lot of kids were like, hell with that, I don't want to read. Well, you know, so I would trade them stuff, you know, that I didn't give a crap about. Football cards and things like that, you know, I didn't care about. And for some reason, I somehow ended up with them. I don't know if my parents got me them. And I'd trade kids and get really cool stuff. And anyways, I ended up with that book. And just now saw your hand up there, Jimmy. So I ended up with this book, and it had some information about A Clockwork Orange in it. And it had a picture of, I think it was, wasn't Alex, it was, oh, what's his name? The Dim, what the hell did they call him? Jordan, was it Dim? Did they just call him Dim? The big oafish Droog carrying Mrs. Alexander, I think the character's name was, you know, during the scene where they did the whole house raiding and had their way with the writer's wife, that scene. And ever since I saw that in that book, I had to see it. Jimmy says, tile. And then says, A Clockwork Orange, great movie for kids. Okay, Dim. Jimmy puts Dim. Okay, so I was right. He was just plainly called Dim. Yeah. Well, like I said, I got that book when, oh goodness, I don't know if I was about 11 or whatever, and I read about it, and I'm like, I have to see this movie. You know, I have to see this. So, you know, that's what led me to watching A Clockwork Orange was a book, which books led me to watching a lot of movies. You know, I've gotten, you know, when I was a kid, I used to always, when they'd have book fairs and stuff, I'd beg my parents for money. Anytime they would have some kind of a monster movie book or something like that, I would be begging my parents for money so I could get, you know, these little books about monster movies. And, you know, that led to, you know, me discovering lots of films. And as I got older, I just got books about just all different films in general. Oh my gosh, who knows how many hours I've spent leafing through film encyclopedias. Yeah, I mean, gosh, I've probably spent more time reading about films than watching them. Maybe I'm starting to catch up on watching them more than I've read about them, but I spent a lot of time reading about them. So, but, you know, like I said, I watched, the movie I did watch with my wife and daughter last night was Rebirth of Mothra 3, which I enjoyed. My daughter enjoyed it, and my wife enjoyed it. Obviously, and the movie is not for everybody. Like I said, I think yesterday, that the Rebirth of Mothra movies are a much softer tone. They are more innocent, more juvenile, I'll say, without being offensive. They are meant for younger audiences, but they got Mothra in them. I'm still going to watch them and enjoy them. You know, I can pretend to be innocent. Sean says it's windy. Yeah, I was out just a little bit ago. Had my dog out. She was whining, wanting to go to the bathroom, and it was a little breezy, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't really cold or anything like that. So I'm hoping when I finally get a starter for the van, because waiting on, you know, we shipped the other starter out, and now we're thinking about just getting a starter from the store. But we got to wait for that money to be refunded from the one we had. Hopefully, when that finally gets done, the weather will be nice. You know, that good starter changing weather, you know. So, Sean's doing the laundry. Jimmy is doing more tiles. And tiles. Jimmy, do you ever have dreams of these tiles? You ever have dreams of these tiles chasing you or anything like that? But those doggone tiles, they're putting food on your table, though, aren't they? What's up, Mike? What's happening? Mike Glenn is watching right now. Hello. I am correct, Mike. You are in the Buffalo, New York area. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't know how in the heck the weather's doing over there. It ain't bad here. That's all I can say. It ain't bad. Not bad at all. Oh my goodness. Jimmy says, no sir, my conscience is clean at the end of the day. Mike says, taking a break from work. Alright, so Jimmy gets to go home after handling thousands of tiles and does not have any tile nightmares. Well, that's good. Alright, weather update from Mike out in Buffalo. 50 and windy. Okay, well, we got a little bit of windiness going on here, Mike. I don't know the temperature outside. I wouldn't say it's much different. It's probably a little warmer than 50 degrees, my guess. Mike says, had some snow and higher elevations yesterday. Yeah, well, we haven't had much of that. Now, we have had some frosty plants and stuff in the mornings around here. A couple mornings. We had some, just frosty plants. But no snow. Not yet. So that's, which I can wait on the snow. I mean, but you know how it is, Mike. You know how it is living in Ohio. It could be freezing, and it can freeze all winter and then not have any snow. Jimmy says, calm, cool, and sunny here in Akron. Okay, so Jimmy's up in Akron, and it's calm, cool, and sunny. Yeah, looking out the window here, it's not very overcast. Pretty decent amount of sunlight. It's one of those days where if, you're chilling out in your car, waiting on your lady to do some shopping in the store, and you're stuck out in the parking lot, and you're like right in the sun, you're going to feel warm without the wind blowing on you. It's one of those kind of days. So, if you want to feel warm, then I guess go shopping and have your woman go in the store and sit in the sun inside your car, and that's stupid. Anyways, or if you don't have a woman, go get one and then do it. It's not bad out, is what I'm getting at. And according to Jimmy, it ain't bad in Akron, which, Akron's what, half an hour away from here. But as we know, that doesn't mean shit when it comes to the weather. I mean, you could be over here in Massillon, and all of a sudden in Canton, there's a snowstorm, and in Massillon, everything's calm and kosher. Weird weather. I'm wondering how the winter is going to be this year. I'm not, I don't read the Farmer's Almanac or anything like that. I don't ever do any predictions per se on the weather, but I wonder if we're going to have a calm, mild winter. Jimmy says it'd be a fine day to disc golf. You know what? I have never went disc golfing. All right. Now, I've had people tell me about it. I've had Danny Davis, who is a disc golfing idiot, who, to be honest with you, he's the first person who ever really told me about disc golfing. I've had him and other people tell me you need to do it, and it does sound good. It does sound attractive to me, because let's face it, I'm not about ready to go marathon running or any shit like that. So, it sounds like a decent chubby guy sport. Throw the disc, try and get it in the trash basket thing. Go follow the disc at a leisurely pace. Pick up the disc, try it again. That's my kind of sport. That's why I play bocce. Of course, we all see what that shit did to my hand. Let's see. Sean says, not as windy as it was the other day. Got up to 20 miles an hour. Yeah. Now, maybe that wasn't a disc golfing day. Mike says, what about that football game? 101-6. Yeah. Crazy, huh? Now, I did not watch a game. Okay, I did not watch the game, but I felt the after effects via Facebook. I've seen, controversy over the game. I heard people griping and bitching that, oh my gosh, how could they let them smash the living hell out of these kids? How could they let them score that high? I heard the other side saying, eat crap. These kids are trained to play football and to win, so they didn't do anything wrong. And you guys know I'm blissfully ignorant about the whole sports scene. I look to you guys, if anything, about any sports knowledge. I talk to other people about it and listen to them and all that good stuff. I would imagine this team that came over to play Massillon knew they weren't going to whoop on Massillon. I would imagine they had an inkling before they came over to Massillon that they might have had the thought that we're not going to win, So, let's see, Mike says, I was reading an article about it today. I put the blame on Sun Valley's coach. Okay. Well, here's a whole nother opinion on it. Jimmy says, LOL, I started golfing with Danny Davis, Mark McGeorge, Kevin Riley, and Chris Kaiser back in like 92, 93. No kidding. How the shill have we never played at least one round in all that time? Yeah, that's so goofy. Well, here's the thing. I never did play. And damn it, I should have, because, you know, then me and you would have probably ended up playing, and then there'd be both of us idiots on the disc golf course, and then you'd get to see just how much of a jock I really am. Yeah. Right. Sean says they actually scheduled to play us because they wanted to play a well-known team. Okay. So they wanted their taints handed to them by a well-known team. Well, they got it. But I would think, you know, when the score comes out like that, okay, what the hell did you say their team was? See, I didn't even know their damn name. Sun Valley, okay. I would think these guys knew they were not going to win. So now I read in certain places that these kids were in Massillon. Okay, these kids from their football team were actually buying Massillon merchandise while they were in Massillon. Now this is hearsay. This is on Facebook. I read this. Okay, I don't know if it's true. All right, but supposedly these kids from this football team that came to play us were actually buying Massillon stuff. All right, I don't know if there's any truth to that. If there is, it's pretty damn funny that, you know, but that's what somebody was writing. Let's see. Sean says, can I write a paragraph? I really have to start proofreading my crap. Yeah, well, it's all right. If it doesn't come out right, you know, I mean, we usually can work it out and, you know, figure that out. So Sean says he needs to start proofreading his crap, huh? That's the beauty of the internet, though. You can just, you know, kind of clean your shit up afterwards. Let's see. Jimmy says, dude, I still have a huge bag of discs. Anytime you want to hit the greens in Massillon, Canton, Hartville, Worcester, whatever. All right, we're gonna have to try that shit, because it sounds like a good low impact sport for me. Of course, I'll probably be doing a lot of walking, chasing the disc, because it probably is not gonna go where the hell I want it to. I mean, even simple frisbees, I try and throw them straight, and they kind of want to hook. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know if I'm letting go of them too soon, and they kind of want to go over to the right, which looks like it's my left on here. But hell yeah, I'd be down for a game of disc golf. That course over at Lincoln Park, I always thought Lincoln Park in Massillon was a beautiful park. Okay, always thought it was a beautiful park. If you haven't been there, which you know, if somebody ends up watching this who hasn't been there, it's a small park. It's lovely, but in a way, part of the park has these rock outcroppings, and it almost is like when you go in that little nook, you're like in ancient Stonehenge type area or something. I'm expecting there's a little nook of rocks that you go inside of, and they're high up around you, and it seems like someplace Druids would be like worshiping and doing some kind of ancient sacrifices. It's pretty cool. Jimmy says you will have an awesome time no matter how bad you are. It's an awesome sport. I am going to take your word for it. Like I said, I play bocce, but I play yard bocce. Okay, it's basically a reason to get off my duff and go outside and do something. So I never really played in one of those courts, you know, where it's just like a bowling alley thing. So Sean says, you a druid, Paul? No, I'm not, but I cannot say that, you know, there's a good damn chance that some of my ancestors were druids. where a great deal of my, a big part of my ethnic heritage are Celtic people. So maybe they were Druids. I don't know. Mike says, isn't that an old bear cave in that park? All right, to try and get there, let's see, to try and explain that one, what I was told was back in the days, that, just seen that comment, what I was told back in the days was that Oak Knoll Park had the bear in it, but I'm not 100% sure because I wasn't around then, or maybe they still had the bear when we were like babies. So, but I always heard that was at Oak Knoll. Let's see. Jimmy says Oak Ledges, 17th Street Park. Okay, used to be rated as one of the hardest in the country till like 2002 or so. No kidding. Then Mike followed up, and this is in regards to the Druid thing. Mike followed up with, he doesn't look Druish. and Jimmy followed up, that's funny. You don't look Druish. Oh gosh, that's funny shit. Oh my goodness. Well, yeah. I mean, so like I said, I mean, if I am, you know, that's well, I mean, I'm not a Druid. I'm not a practicing Druid. I mean, nobody even knows what the hell those people were doing back in the days. You know, we can only guess, you know, as to whether they were really doing human sacrifices or whatever. I mean, that was a long time ago, and they didn't keep records from, you know, supposedly, from what little I know about it, that their history and all that shit was passed by word of mouth, so nobody would know, so there wouldn't be records about it. Which, if that is what they did, it worked, because we don't know a whole hell of a lot about them. We don't know a lot about the Druids or some of the ancient Celts and stuff. Sean says he doesn't look Druish until he puts his robe on and gets his torch. Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll go as a Druid or something for Halloween. Jimmy says both Oak Knoll and Oak Ledges used to be zoos back in the day when our parents were little kids. Okay, there you go, Mike. So, well, what Jimmy just said corresponds with what I said and with what you said. Jimmy's saying that they both used to be zoos back in the day. So there you go. Well, that's news to me about the park over there off of 17th. I always heard about Oak Knoll, but I never heard about the one on 17th. But I like both parks. I do like both parks. And you know, the Lincoln Park one, I don't know. There's something ancient about it. Let's see. Mike says you should be barf man, half man, half dog. Okay. Barf. Oh my gosh. Now we are going Spaceballs here. Oh my gosh. With good old Pizza the Hut. Just thinking about Pizza the Hut, look, with the bubbling cheese and pepperonis. Okay. It disgusts me and makes me hungry at the same time. Damn, it's been a long time since I watched that movie. Been a long time. Wow. Yeah, you know, that sucks hearing about, like, how those parks used to be zoos and stuff, and how that stuff's gone. You know, and you always get to hear about how stuff used to be cool. Jimmy says those deep rocky areas in the middle of 17th used to be the lion exhibits as far as I've ever known. Okay. That's interesting. Sounds perfect, too. Sounds like a perfect place for a lion exhibit. Jimmy says on the same side as the b-ball court. Okay. Which, you know what? I'm trying to think here if the basketball court is even functional anymore. I could have sworn one time I went past there and it was torn the hell up. I don't know if they fixed it up or not, but I went past there one time, and it was not looking good. Not looking good at all. But, I mean, that was a couple of years ago. I have not, my gosh, I haven't been to that park for a long time. I need to get my ass out there, huh? And sometime, yeah, I should do that. We should do that disc golf thing. I need to get out of the house more. I mean, that's a fact. I do. I need to get out. Need to break out, man. Yeah, I mean, Lincoln Park, there wasn't, you know, I guess if you were a disc golfer, you know, it was definitely an engaging place. But as far as kids and stuff, yeah, not the most happening park in town. But, you know, the interest to me in Lincoln Park has always been those damn rocks. And Sean says, gotta go look for those melon heads. Well, you know, with fall coming along, it's, you know, fall upon us, it's going to be even creepier now with the melon head search. And another thing I'm going to try and do, okay, once all these leaves fall off these trees, guys, I'm going to steal my wife's camera, and I am going to try and get a picture of that one hill that I talked about a while ago, having that Indian burial mound on it, and I'm going to show you guys a picture of that. See, Sean says, I'm waiting to find out that Paul is secretly their master. Sean believes I am the Melonhead's master. Jimmy says, you ever go sledding 17th Street Hill as a kid, or the camel jumps at Oak Knoll? That was probably a stupid question since you live right down the dang street. Not a stupid question, dude. Not a stupid question at all. Because, honest to goodness, I don't think I did go sledding down 17th Street Hill, to be honest with you. So that wasn't really a stupid question. The camel jumps at Oak Knoll. I think I rode a sled down there. But I didn't go down the 17th Street Hill, and I'll tell you where I mostly rode sleds when I was a kid was actually back behind the Massillon Baptist Temple. Okay, there's actually a couple hills that lead into that big field back behind the church and all that. There's a couple hills, and what we would do is we would grab our sleds and we would walk through the woods behind our house and head directly for those. And basically, from where I lived, you would come out of the woods out onto 15th and Lawn. You would take Lawn east, and that ended into, I don't know what the hell road, where there were a bunch of houses and duplexes, and you would go through these people's yards. Everybody was pretty cool over there. And there would be dozens of kids. I would guess sometimes even 100 kids would be there sled riding down those hills. There was one hill, which was basically along a whole row of houses. It was their backyard. You'd go down the one hill, and then it flattened out, and then there'd be another bigger hill that went down into the field way back behind the Baptist Temple. That is where we mostly rode sleds. So, but now that you mention it, the 17th Street Hill would have been pretty rad. Let's see. Jimmy says, "Well, back to the grind, sir. Great show as usual." Well, thank you, Jimmy. And having you guys participate helps make it a great show. So, have a good day at work. Be careful. Go make that money, man. And we'll holler with you. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll hop on tomorrow. I don't know. But definitely be back on Monday. So be cool, brother. Let's see. Mike says, we all rode sleds at Oak Knoll Park when we were kids and tried to make it under the bridge at the bottom. Oh, wow. That seems like, yeah, that'd be a long ride trying to make it under there. Because I'm trying to think of how steep that hill is leading to it. trying to think here. Doggone it. Yeah, we used to go to Oak Knoll every now and then with my church. Sometimes we'd have functions there when I was a little kid. But yeah, those the hills behind Baptist Temple, those were the primary hills that we rode sleds on. And now that I'm living out in the Navarre-Brewster area, which I have yet to take my kids to, but there is an awesome hill right by Fairless High School. There's a nice steep hill there. I've only went sled riding there one time, but if it gets snowy this winter, I'd like to take my kids there. Now, and another thing is where I live, my backyard has a hill. Okay, my backyard it's a pain to mow. I'll explain that. But my backyard is kind of bowl-shaped, okay? You got the house here, and then the backyard goes like this, and then whoop, it drops down and heads out towards some woods. So our kids can actually, it's not a huge hill. We don't live on a gigantic hill, but it's enough to go down and ride a sled down. So, you know, at least my younger kids enjoy it quite a bit. And, you know, but there's another park in Navarre. I don't know what the heck it's called. I don't know if it's called Navarre Village Park or something. They've got a decent hill there, too. So, you know, we have been there. We have taken the kids there. But I'll tell you, and that's one of the things, okay, about winter that I do really love. I love the snow, and I like the outside fun stuff. The snowball fights, the building igloos, snow forts, the sled riding, okay? But the problem is, in this area, I've got cat hair all over me, and I just found that out from looking on the screen. The problem is there are no guarantees that you're going to have snow here. Okay? The only thing you can be sure of in northern Ohio is that it's going to get cold in the winter. You know, we know that. We know it's going to get cold. But there are no guarantees that you're going to have snow. All right? We know things are going to get mucky and yucky looking, but you can't, snow is not an assured thing. You know, that's what kind of stinks, is you just don't know. You know, if it was a guaranteed thing that we're going to have lovely, beautiful snow every winter, I would look forward to winter more. The thing I don't like about winter is just when, you know, the grass is all brown looking and you're cold and it's uncomfortable and you're dealing with that for months on end. That's what gets me, all right? I'm weird because being a grown-up, I'm supposed to yell and gripe about snow, you know, like a lot of other people our age. I hate snow, I hate driving through it and all this and that. So, and that's where I'm an idiot. I'm like, I like the challenge of driving in the snow. I do. Now, I don't want to go off-road, and I don't haul ass through the snow. You know, I drive slow and careful and, you know, always try and be courteous of other people. But I actually, you know, let's see, Mike says, want a guaranteed snowfall? Move up here. Yeah, and when I was talking about that, Mike, I was thinking about you, but I wasn't sure if you guys were pretty much, it was a given that you got snow, but I've heard a lot about Buffalo and that area of New York, just getting pounded with snow before. So, but, so you're guaranteed snow where you live. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, my thing is, if it's going to be cold and, you know, there's not going to be any leaves on the trees and anything like that, then, you know, at least snow makes it beautiful, you know. It covers up everything. It makes everything look perfect. You know, you got junk in your yard. Your kids leave all their crap out to rust and stuff. You know, a nice blanket of snow covers it all and makes it look all lovely and pretty and, you know, like a postcard. So, yeah, the snow is not what bothers me about winter. Yeah, the snow actually, I don't know, it actually has an uplifting feeling on me. Let's see, Mike says we can wake up to 3 inches or 3 feet, depending on how the wind blows. Wow. Jeez. Now, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, dude. You went from one extreme to another. Am I right when, because I could have sworn you and I both talked about this, that you live down in Florida. I believe in the Keys. Am I right? Okay. Or am I thinking of your sister? Or am I thinking of both of you guys lived in Florida? And what the heck happened that you lived in Florida all that time where it's sunny and gorgeous like that, and then you end up in Buffalo? What gives, dude? Okay, Mike says yes. Yeah, you went from tropical paradise to Buffalo. My goodness. Okay, Mike says I'm right on both. Okay. And Mike said right before that, it's only pretty till the plows come down the road, then it's all gray and shitty. I know that look. I know that snow look. But yeah, I mean, dude, you live down there. I seem to remember you describing it, and sounded like it was gorgeous. And which I'm sure, you know, you got your challenges down there in Florida with hurricanes and stuff like that, tropical storms. You know, that's something to worry about, and, you know, potentially deadly and all this and that. But it sounds like a gorgeous place to live, beautiful weather, and then you ended up in Buffalo. I mean, do you ever think, why am I here? Why am I up here? I mean, I just wonder about that, dude. I just wonder. Because, man, let's see. Mike says we went to Florida from here, then homesickness took hold of someone who shall remain nameless. Okay. All right. We will not mention that person's name, but somebody got homesick. All right. Well, how about you? You getting homesick for Florida? Let's see. Sean says I dodged 2 hurricanes. Yeah, that's funny. Sean did. Sean ended up dodging 2 hurricanes this last summer. Which it ended up, it was kind of a weird summer. Not for me personally. I wasn't involved in any of these things, but people I knew were either getting hit by hurricanes or dodging them. Okay, and Mike, I believe this reply to when I said, do you ever get homesick for Florida? Mike puts, every day. Oh my gosh. Well, how tough is it to go down to Florida, you know? I mean, I know me personally, I couldn't, well, I guess I could, but wouldn't do it because, you know, I have kids that live with their mom in Ohio, so I wouldn't leave Ohio for that reason. Plain and simple, right there. But if all my kids lived with me, I'd have been doing a lot more serious thinking of heading for warmer climes. Mike says the whole time we lived there, 8 years, we never had to go through a hurricane. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, Sean, who just talked about dodging hurricanes, dodged a hurricane in South Carolina, was it? And Florida. So, yeah, his family was I don't know, trying to schedule their vacation around hurricanes, time-wise and geographically. They seem to have hurricanes trying to hit them no matter what, but they dodged them. Then, let's see, my brother had a damn hurricane hit him. Oh, okay, Sean corrected me, North Carolina, okay. Then my brother got hit by a hurricane. Somebody else I know in Puerto Rico got hit. They got hit by a hurricane. That was, I mean, they were all right. They were all right, but where they were living, a lot of people, well, hell, I think it killed people over there, but the person I knew was all right, and is now heading back to the continent, I guess you'd say. But yeah, all kinds of hurricanes and stuff going on. I personally have never dealt with one. Sean says, my uncle got hit by a hurricane. Yeah, how is your uncle? That's right. You and your cousin were talking about an uncle and living somewhere in Florida, and there was a hurricane hitting. How did he do? He end up all right? His town or whatever? Yeah, I never had to deal with that. I dealt with some pretty bad storms before and tornadoes, but always fared well. Sean says, I believe he's fine. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't mind never having to deal with a hurricane. I don't mind never having to deal with an earthquake, but when you live in a region that can get really cold, it has its own dangers. I mean, hell, shoveling snow can be dangerous. So, how many people have heart attacks and strokes and shit just shoveling some snow, So, but, let's see, Sean says, what was the worst storm you've experienced? I was driving through a storm one time. I was trying to get to Cleveland from Massillon. This was, oh boy, I don't know, 12 years ago maybe. And I did not make it up to Cleveland. I was trying to get up there for a concert, and there were walls of water that were coming across. You could see them. It looked like a solid wall of water on the other side of the freeway, on the southbound, and it would come across, go over the median, and then just come and hit your car, and you couldn't see anything. Windshield wipers on the highest speed or not, you couldn't see anything for a few seconds. And then it got to the point where it was raining so hard the wipers could not keep up with it at all. It was bad. Ended up hiding out under an overpass for a while until it calmed down some. Tried to head back onto the freeway to head back up to Cleveland, and it was still raining too much to the point where making it in time for the concert was out of the question and dangerous. So ended up in a little tiny town called Norton. Ended up in Norton. That is as far as I made it on the way from Massillon, Ohio to Cleveland. Was Norton. That's as far as I made it. That's how bad the storm was. That's probably one of the worst I've ever been in. Of course, I went through a pretty hairy one on the way to West Virginia about 4 years ago. Really bad one. That was almost the same conditions rain-wise, but it was during the day, which helped as far as visibility, but that was pretty bad. That was a pretty bad storm I went through then, too. And had some tornadoes come pretty close by where I lived a couple times. Not right in the backyard or anything like that, but quarter of a mile away. Mike says in Massillon, the worst storm was blizzard that hit in the middle of the day back in 78 or 79. Yeah, I remember hearing, you know, because, I mean, hell, we were just a few years old back then. So, but I do remember hearing people, you know, my parents and grown-ups being a kid, I remember hearing them talk about that blizzard quite a few times. Seen some pretty good pictures online, too, of cars being buried in snow and stuff like that from back then. Let's see, Mike says, ironically, I got lost in Oak Knoll Park while sledding. Really? I'm guessing you were a little tyke when you got lost in the park. Which I'm sure was scary. I remember getting lost every now and then as a kid. That shit was scary. Oh, let's see. Let's see if my vapor's charged up here. It's nice and warm, toasty. Looks like it's charged. Let's see. Mike says, back then I lived on 5th Street across from the park. Nice. Convenient. Convenient. Okay, I'm trying to think of where 5th Street is and the park. Okay, hell yeah. Yeah, you were. You were right across from there, man. That had to have been nice. Living right by the park. You know, I lucked out where I grew up. There was a park that didn't have much of anything if we wanted to walk about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile. We had to go through woods and stuff to get to Overlook Park, which wasn't really a heck of a park. There wasn't a lot to do there. But it was a park. But, you know, then again, we have woods behind where I live. So that was my playground, really. All my childhood was playing in the woods, so I had a good childhood like that. Yes, my vape is large and in charge today. It's feeling good, which means that will keep me from smoking that many more cigarettes. I know, guys, I need to completely convert to vaping, but that shit's hard to do, man. Smoking's a tough one, ain't it? You know, and now that I'm thinking about smoking, you know, it's annoyed me at the same time, but in the same time, I do like that this next generation is completely smoking, blah, 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 you know, like chicken shits and wimps. But in a way, I like that, you know, I know that a lot of this generation coming up is not going to be smoking, you know, just because I asked somebody younger to hand me the ashtray that's at my house, and they look at the ashtray like it's going to give them cancer just looking at the damn ashtray, you know, and they're touching it. But as much as it annoys me, I like it because I know that now kids are less enticed into smoking than ever, which is good. Because obviously, you know, I wasn't deterred very much from it. I mean, my parents didn't want me to smoke, you know, but I was just thinking that when I started vaping here. Just thinking, you know, that is one of the pluses of this witch hunt thing going on against smokers over the last 10 years or so. But anyways. So, let's see. Mike's taking a break. Sean, you got that laundry to do. Me today, let's see. I've got to get back on my schedule. I went off of my schedule for my birthday yesterday. Been trying to live a healthier life. And what that means is, I end up treadmilling, you know, big excitement. Treadmill, you know, something to little bit more of the fight against fat, so. But I didn't do that yesterday. Yesterday I was a complete lazy slob. Sat back, watched Mothra movies, and ate a piece of cake. How terrible, huh? But that was my birthday. But today I got to get my ass back in gear and get some stuff done. Which, speaking of which, it's getting about that time that I have to hop off of here, guys. So I'm going to wish you guys a good day and good luck in whatever endeavors that you are embarking on or taking on, guys. I'm going to hop off of here and make myself do something. Even if it's not that awesome, I'm going to do something. Sean says, have a good day, Paul. Thank you, Sean. I wish you a good day as well. And Mike, wish you a good day. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has participated in today's show. I appreciate that very much. It's always good to hear from everybody. And anybody new who's watching, I'd like to say thank you for watching this show. And, you know, in the future, don't be afraid to hop on here with us and do some jabber jawing. Do not be afraid to type some stuff in and contribute. All right. But yeah, I'm going to hop off of here, guys. I wish you guys the best. Mike says, good day to you, sir. Thank you very much, Mike. Good day to you also. You guys have a great day, and anybody else who's watched, you guys have a great day as well. Take care of yourselves. Be careful in all that you do. Look out for your fellow brothers and sisters out there in the world. And, you know, like I said, do the wasted lunch is on Monday through Friday, noon-ish. So until then, I'll see you guys later. Be careful and stay out of trouble. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, see you later. Bye.